building.
Flashing lights, radio communications, fire, police, and other emergency crews are on the scene. It's a common sight whenever people need help. In every community, they are the first to respond. People count on them to be there. And in times of disaster, there is another common sight, the Red Cross. From fires to floods, hurricanes to tornadoes, it's a symbol that means help is on hand. Since its founding in 1881, the American people have relied on the Red Cross to be there in times of disaster. Chartered by Congress, its mission is to provide relief to victims of disaster and help people prevent, prepare for, and respond to emergencies.
The Red Cross is marvelous. All they've done is been there for us, ask you, do you need this, do you need that? They just bring it to you. You don't even have to ask. I mean, they're there.
But the Red Cross doesn't do it alone. Disaster preparedness and response is a community-wide effort. It involves government and civic authorities, volunteer organizations and businesses, charities, faith-based organizations, and individual volunteers. Each of these groups has something unique and valuable to offer, and Red Cross chapters work with all of them in planning for and responding to disaster.
Oh, we've been working with the American Red Cross for, 25 years now, and it has been a great partnership between the two of us. Each one of us works very well together because each one of us knows what we are responsible for. Our jobs are very well defined, and we know what to expect.
I go out to different organizations and meet with their leadership and their volunteer staffs in order to understand what they do and to make sure that they understand what the Red Cross does.
We build partnerships by being out there in the community, working day to day with our government partners, with our nonprofit partners, with our business partners, learning what they do and how they do it, what they do on a day-to-day basis, as well as what they're capable of in an emergency.
Red Cross chapters put partnership agreements in place with other non-governmental agencies so that each knows the role they play and how they can best contribute to relief efforts. Chapters also work closely with local, tribal, state, and the federal government to plan for and respond to disasters.
Right now we're working on the state annex for the feeding plan. We're working on the shelter plan. So we bring all of our partners, our state partners, our NGOs, such as the American Red Cross, Salvation Army, we all come to the table together to work on planning. In addition, we also do exercises in the state, both at the local level, regional, state exercises.
Businesses in a community also play a key role in disaster preparedness and response. Besides donating money, supplies, and facilities, they make their employees available as Red Cross volunteers and even send them to training courses so they'll be better prepared to help when a disaster happens in their community. When disaster does strike, the local Red Cross chapter and other organizations put their response plans into action. Working in cooperation with each other, they provide shelter, food, and other immediate assistance. For example, through prior arrangement, food prepared by this charitable organization is being delivered by the Red Cross. Supplies of water donated by a business are being distributed, and this shelter is being jointly operated by the Red Cross and several other organizations.
We usually cook a lunch meal and a supper meal, so we usually get started about 6:30 in the morning and try to have the meal done by 10:30 so that the Red Cross can deliver it in the community.
In addition to their work with Red Cross chapters, other community organizations may independently provide assistance to those in need, sometimes with donations of food or clothing, or serving the needs of a specific population group. When a disaster exceeds the ability of the community to handle alone, resources come from the state and national level. The Red Cross sends in help from across the country, and the State Emergency Management Office provides assistance.
We know that all emergencies start at the local level and end at the local level. And when they become overwhelmed and need assistance, it's our role to come in and provide that assistance for them.
Beyond that, FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, may provide resources and capabilities to support the state's response. Once the emergency phase is over, the process of recovery begins. The Red Cross chapter works with others in the community to help people find longer-term solutions.
After disasters occur, there's many different places that people can turn to during recovery phase.
We work with the client individually to look at their short-term and long-term recovery plan. Traditionally, there is a lot of resources from other agencies that is available in the communities.
Resources such as food, clothing, appliances, household goods, household repairs.
Preparing, responding, and recovering from a disaster requires a community-wide effort. It's neighbor helping neighbor as government, nonprofit, business, and faith-based groups work in partnership with each other. Together, they help people rebuild their lives and help communities recover from the devastation of disaster.